Yo, what's up guys, it's Mike. So I get this question asked a lot. Can I train arms every day? Honestly, I've thought about the same thing. I actually tried it out, I'd say about 3 months ago, give or take. This is my conclusion. Now the reason I'm saying that is because I've heard totally, there's convincing stories on both ends, right? You got all the studies that say, no, you can't train every day because, you gotta let it recover, you gotta let it grow, it's not gonna grow, it's not gonna get bigger. And then you got people that soar by, I don't give a shit what everybody else says, I did it and it worked. I mean, there's science and then there's results or testimonials. So what do you believe in? I read both of them and I know about both, though I decided to go ahead and give it a shot. What I started off with was, at first I tried to hit literally biceps and triceps every day. And what I found is that I am actually able to do that, but here's the thing. When it comes to working that muscle every single day because you want to stimulate it more and allow it to grow, I couldn't hit biceps and triceps with heavy weight, with heavy weight, because if I did heavy weight, about 6 reps, 8 reps. If I did, it would be extremely sore, and I found that my strength would actually kind of start to decrease after a little while. So that was one of the things I found when I was actually trying to work it every day. I did that probably maybe almost about a week, 2 weeks or so, biceps and triceps every day. It was brutal, really brutal. But here's another thing that I found. Again, this is coming from my personal experience, so it could go either ways. Obviously, y'all guys probably know the science behind it, which is obviously no, you can't, right? Because you gotta let it recover. But, again, there's a lot of people that say they did it, it worked, and all this stuff. But what I found, though, is not only did sometimes I realize I wasn't getting stronger, I'm doing a lot of volume every single day, my joints and my ligaments, my tendons would start to hurt. And what I'm speculating on why is because my muscles are so fatigued, but I'm still trying to go ahead and do that volume. So something's got to compensate to go ahead and continue to do that motion, even though it's fatigued. And they didn't recover from the night before. That is one of the things I realized. So after about 2 weeks or so, what I did was I went ahead and switched it off to where I would work biceps in one day and then triceps in the other. And I'll just rotate it. So I'm literally hitting biceps every other day and triceps every other day. I also lower the volume too. So I went ahead and did it to where I would do about 5 to about 7 sets every single day, just on arms, right? Just on biceps and triceps. Now, here's the thing. When I did it with mass building exercises, so for biceps, I just grab straight bar, boom, 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 just every other day. For triceps, I'll go with like skull crusher, sometimes even close grip bench. Doing that, I was able to keep up with it, for about a week and a half, about 2 weeks. And there are some days where I was extremely, extremely sore and I'd have to rest it. And there's some days where I can continue. So over time, what I found out was the only way I can really be able to keep up with doing that type of volume, on my arms, was only if I was able to stimulate it, but not annihilate the muscle. So I couldn't really even do like mass building type of exercises, like barbell curls or skull crushers, for example, or close grip bench. What I would do now is I would go ahead and do exercises that would drive blood into that part of the muscle, but not to the point to where it needs a lot of recovery time. For example, for biceps, I can go with something like medium weight concentration curls, or I would maybe grab cables and do, basically go with like overhead, not overhead, but go with like a front double bi, basically curling this way. If I'm going with triceps, I'll maybe grab a rope, and basically do tricep push downs, or I'll grab a dumbbell and maybe go with overhead, overhead extensions with moderate rate, basically to a point where I'm doing about 15 reps. I did that to kind of test out to see how that worked. What I found was I was able to drive a lot more blood. I was able to basically put more blood in those regions a lot more often. And that was really the only way I was able to keep up and work arms, every other day. Because anything else, I just couldn't do it. Can you work arms every day? Yeah, you can. But when it comes to muscle growth, what I recommend, if you guys want to try that out, is if you do decide I want to hit arms like crazy because you're really trying to blow up your guns, do not go with super, super heavy weight, because you probably need to have actual a day to where you actually do real arm workouts where you go heavy, you work it from different angles. But on the other days that you're training, if you're training chest, back, legs, doesn't matter, if you do want to hit arms that often, only do an exercise that you're able to drive blood into the region, but just to drive blood in the region. That should be the main goal. It should not to be annihilate that muscle or to really tear down those muscle fibers. You will not have enough time to recover on those. And if you don't have enough time to recover, you're just gonna be either ripping your muscle too much to where it doesn't get better, it doesn't regrow, or you'll be hurting your joints or your ligaments and tendons. So that's what I recommend. If you did that, you could probably see some good growth for a little while. And then afterwards, depending on your recovery, because that's another thing, is now you're going into another realm. Now your recovery is now even more important, because it's always important. But now if you find that you didn't get, you would really feel it if you, let's say one day you only got 5 hours of rest. Man, now your arm is gonna be like totally exhausted. Or if you did, you know what I mean, there's gonna be, now everything is gonna matter a lot more, anything that has to do with using your arms. So I would recommend, if you want to try that, to only do exercises that will just pump blood into the region, but not enough to annihilate the muscles, not enough to totally rip the muscle fibers out. And then also have 1 day a week to where you train arms, you know, biceps and triceps. You can either superset them, or you can go ahead and, you know, work them independently. So after trying that little experiment out for myself, now I'm back to pretty much working arms about once a week, at the most twice a week. And, you know, I've been doing that now for probably another, you know, past 3 months, ever since I stopped doing that. And honestly, I don't really find that big of a difference, you know? Yeah, my arms are always pumped when I was working them like crazy, but my arms didn't get smaller by working them less, right? So I really didn't see that big of a change. So that's my take on working arms every single day. Hope that video helps you out. More workouts and nutrition, sixpackshortcuts.com. See you guys next time. Later.